Hey guys, welcome back to Simply Living and welcome to today's episode. If you're new here, my name is Ibeth and I typically do affordable home decor DIYs. And for today's episode, I have 3 DIYs that are I guess you could say Anthropologie inspired. Well, 2 of them. One of them isn't technically, but it's still around that same kind of idea. First off, I wanted to take the time to thank everyone for subscribing to my channel and for watching my content. I noticed that I do have a lot of new subscribers and I just wanted to welcome you and thank you for subscribing to my channel and taking your time to just be here. It makes me really happy. I'm glad that you're following me on this journey because it has been a little bit of a struggle, but it's actually been really fun challenging myself and just learning that I can make things too, you know? But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. So for my first project, it's going to be this wood bead candle holder. I did find this on Pinterest. I couldn't find her on Instagram, so I'm just going to credit her on Pinterest. And this blog is in a different language, so I couldn't read anything, honestly. But I really love this idea, and I wanted to attempt it for myself. And these are the supplies that you will need. So the way that you go about this is pretty much like as you would when you're making a necklace or a bracelet when you were a kid. I don't know if you remember, but this is what you pretty much do. I decided to use this white cord just because it was what I had, and also because I wanted to be kind of sturdy and flexible at the same time. And of course, I'm just measuring the bracelet, I guess you can say, around the candle. And I wanted to use a clear glass candle, you guys, but you know what, I went to Michael's and I just thought it was way overpriced for what it was, so I had to use something that I already had. And I originally wanted to make the whole candle, obviously, like with beads, but I was running low on beads and I wasn't gonna have enough. And I actually really like this. I feel like it looks kind of like a candle holder at the same time. It's so cute. And obviously I'm using a glue gun because I think a glue gun will work best, and I'm using the Gorilla Glue as well. Plus, I really like all these colors together, like the white and the wood and the black rim. It just goes with my decor. And here it is. I know that it is so simple, you guys, but yet it looks so cute. Like, look at this. For my next project, I'm going to make like a boho/rattan mirror. So I've seen these a lot everywhere. I even saw these at the Target dollar spot, you guys, and I didn't find any in my local Target, so I decided to make my own and make it my own as well. And these are the supplies that you're gonna need. I used a 10-inch embroidery hoop and a 10-inch mirror. Obviously, you can use whatever size you want. Just keep in mind that the bigger the size, the higher the price for the mirror and the hoop as well. And also, it's gonna be much more grand. So I used a 10-inch mirror and a 10-inch embroidery hoop just because I wanted it to be the rim of the mirror. I didn't want the mirror to be too plain. And this is kind of common sense. I don't know why I went about the hot glue with the mirror, because sometimes it dries too fast and it just won't stick. I should have used E6000, which is what I went with after. But this is what you do when you DIY. This is what happens. We just learn and figure it out somehow. When you use E6000, it's best to put something heavy over the item so that it adheres well. And once it dries, we move on to the bamboo sticks. So I originally wanted these in the front, but it was hard to make them stick in the front because the rim is so narrow. So to kind of place the dowels evenly, what I did was kind of use like a clock order, like the 12, 3, the 6, and the 9 first, and then do the middle of those, and then the middle of those, and just so on. Then I cut the bamboo dowels in half just to give different sizes because I didn't want like a perfect round circle all around. And of course, Noah wanted to help me glue them. And here is the finished product. I loved how it looks. I kind of wanted to add something else to it, but I also don't want to ruin it, which is why I'm going to leave it as is. For my next project, I was inspired by this seagrass lantern. It retailed for $58, you guys, and it is sold out anyway. The design looks simple, so I decided to give it a try. For the supplies, I decided to go with a plant support just because the shape was very similar, and also I decided to use jute cord just because I had a big roll of it and it was similar in color anyway. You can use whatever you like. I'm sure it'll look very nice anyway. So I'm going to start off by trimming the legs just to give it a flat surface. They were really hard to cut, as you can see.
next we're gonna start wrapping the cage with the cord. So I made a mistake. What I was doing was just wrapping the cage all around, and actually, as you can see here, it was actually loosening up. It wasn't remaining, like it wasn't tightening the cord like it should. So what I decided to do was to wrap the cord around the ring once, and then bringing it back up, and then wrapping the cage around, and so on, just so that I could tighten the cord, because it was actually loosening it up and it wasn't staying in place, and it was just a little tedious. But it's okay, you know, like I said, this is what happens when we DIY. We learn as we go. This is the way that it ended up looking. I feel like it needed something else. I felt like it was too bland, so I decided to use this wool yarn to give it some type of definition, a little bit more texture, and obviously color, so it wouldn't be too plain in my opinion. And I actually really loved the way that it looked. So I made a handle for the lamp. All I did was use one of the wires that I had cut off of it and just wrapped it with wool yarn, and then at the ends of the handle, just to hold the yarn in place, I pretty much just wrapped a jute cord and tied it off. And then to make the handle stay in place, all I did was bend the ends in. And here is the final result. I love this lantern so much. I think that it adds to the rest of my decor so well.
And that is all for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate that you take the time to watch my content. And as always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!